Hey, Sam, sir, how you doing? Alright, am I gonna have to close out of this if I can? I think I am. I'm good. Right now I'm just posting things to Discord. The usual kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm only gonna post to like 4 things today. I would normally post to like 7 different like channels on Discord, but we're only gonna post to like 4, just the most important ones. Okay, let me think. Okay, that's it, but I've got no volume on it. It'll probably kick in. I'm gonna have to exit out of that and bring it back up. I don't hear anything or see anything on the desktop. Give me just a sec. I'll be back. That's not right. That should be right. Alright. I still don't see any. Still don't hear anything, which is slightly concerning. My audio's up. Here's my item button. Oh, wait, there we go. There's music. Okay. We got music. Cool. Alright. So I need to get a bearing for what I'm doing this episode. Oh, I'm turning into Adult Link and coming back to Zora's thing. Alright. Oh, I made my map disappear from me. Sir, I think it's been a few streams, hasn't it? It's nice to see you again. since we're in the area, I guess we'll buy magic bean. That magic bean salesman is just the worst. But whatever. Okay. So right now, I actually have everything I need. If I really wanted to just go beat the game, yeah, I could just do it. I have light arrows, I have a bow, I have double magic, I have more than enough hearts, but we are 100%ing this seed of the randomizer, so buckle in. When we find the Bolero fire, that'll be better. No. Alright. Alright. Oh. I had my mic far away. Oh, wait. I didn't want to... I rolled into the loading zone. I actually have what I need, but I want to get 40 more. Just so I have a little extra. Well, I meant to fall down onto the ground, but I guess not. No! No! Great. This coffee is not sweet enough. I'm drinking iced coffee here. And, it's like homemade. Basically, I just took coffee, threw sugar and milk into it, and then put it in the fridge to cool. But it is not sweet enough. But I feel like that would be okay if it, like, I don't know, with, like, it's got a bit of sweetness to it. But I feel like it would be better with, like, some peppermint in it. I don't have peppermint, but I feel like it would be better with it. Okay, come on. Much better. Okay. Is this where we needed? No. So I'm highly debated, I've been highly debating whether or not I'll do Gold Skulltulas on stream. Cause part of this is like the 100%ed and show where like all the chest locations are and whatnot. But then also part of me is just like, there are so many, there are 100 in this game. But then they're also kind of clustered, like, cause if you think about it, there are only 10 dungeons in total. 3 Kid Link, 7 Adult Link, actually it's really 9. I think. No, I'm sorry, there are 5 Adult Link and 3 Kid Link dungeons. And with each of those, there are There's also Ice Cavern, I forgot to mention. But like right there, that's 11 dungeons where Skulltulas could be. And that's not even mentioning the various patches of soil, the various other places they are. So it's a lot to go get all 100, and I've already gotten around 20 of them. And I don't even know which 20 they are. I've gotten 17 of them, and I don't even know which they are. So I'd basically have to go location by location, and if there's not one there, like, just kind of assume I got it. Anyway, this stream is going to be clearing out a bunch of side quests and then just kind of finishing up all the dungeons. We're basically done. Oh, we've got Epona, I forgot. I need to go to Zora's domain, so she can't come, unfortunately. I forgot I have the Goron tunic on. It is interesting to me that you can find different things in the grass as a kid than as an adult. So first things first, we're clearing out Ice Cavern. And I've got 2 empty bottles. The other 2 have a green potion and Lomon milk in them. Though I suspect between the 14 hearts I have and the double defense... Oh, I hear it, Skulltula. Oh, there's rupees down there. Oh, but you need iron boots to get them. Which is a shame. Well, that didn't go according to plan at all. I do like some of the scaling things that Nintendo does between Adult Link and Young Link. They definitely scale some things down when you become Adult Link. Alright. Alright. There we go. Now King Zora is out of the way. Hey, Donut Donut. How are you? Is it okay if I just call you Donut? Okay, what's the first thing I'm doing here? Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Oh, there's a gossip stone here too. Added bonus. They say that a bow can be found at Death Mountain Crater. Well, I'm pretty sure I cleared out Death Mountain Crater. So... What? Oh, okay. It's a fairy fountain. What did we get? Oh, we got the biggest bomb bag. Cool. Alright, cool. Oh no, not that. What, the bomb bag? Okay, that was nothing. Oh, it makes a big loud sound when fairies there. Yeah, it does, but thankfully the fairies are actually removed from this game. Because they are considered cutscenes, so... I'm gonna have to get on this tiny one here. I don't want to die. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. There we go. That was actually nice. Oh, we got the Bolero fire. Cool. Oops. That'll allow us to check off the final thing we can do in Death Mountain Crater. Maybe that's a bow upgrade. Maybe that'll give us 50... Let us do 50 arrows. We're still doing side quest stuff. So, Zora's Domain, I can check off the Fairy Fountain and Iceberg Heart Piece. Now we're doing Ice Cavern. Still, that was a cool find. Okay, and there we go. Ice Cavern. I do have Song of Storms. I have every main song that's there, so like Zelda has a song, and Pokemon song, etc. And I have 4 of the 6 warp songs. So, we're doing pretty good so far. Not too shabby. I need my Ice Cavern checklist up here. I've also already done Bottom of the Well. Shoot. This song is my childhood. Oh, sorry, this song? It is pretty good. Wait, there are rupees within there. I actually don't care. I need fire, I think. Or I don't know, what's up here? That works. Hey, Alex. Meanwhile, Donut, I've actually personally never finished / beaten the original Ocarina of Time. I've played and beaten randomizers, but never the original. I mean, I've defeated Ganon, but I haven't even beat all the main dungeons. In fact, before 1 or 2 seeds ago on the randomizer, I hadn't even played or done ice capping before. Alright, so here's where we can get some blue fire. How are you, Alex? Do 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 do. We'll do this, I guess. Can the game not differentiate between two empty bottles? Oh, it can. Okay. I would be back, maybe, but yeah, I gotta go. Alright, thank you for coming by while you could, Donut. I really appreciate it. No! Oh my gosh. Oh, this is Forest Temple music. No! No! Oh my gosh, okay. When did I use one of my fire bottles? Oh, that's just a pot. I don't care about a pot. Well, I don't know how much that was worth, but that definitely wasn't a red rupee. Looked like one, though. Reds are only worth 20. That must have been 40 at least. No! Oh man. Something they could totally do for the randomizer, but that would be super annoying, is randomizing the rupee colors. Get up. Oh my gosh. You know, honestly, these are some of the better ice physics I've seen in video games. Like, they're a little skatey as ice physics are, but overall they're pretty controllable. It's mainly stopping that's the problem. Oh. And actually, the ice physics don't even exist on top of these pillars here. Which is funny, because there's a texture that is clearly meant to be ice on here. But the thin walkways are something I have to walk out for, and I just realized I don't have blue fire. It seems like the platforming itself isn't the issue. Yeah, I would agree. Because Zelda is meant to be an adventure game. Like, it's not meant to be a platforming game. Although, that being said, I would totally play a Legend of Zelda platformer game. But, like, it should be entirely platforming. It shouldn't be one of these things where it's like, is it platforming? Tiny chest. A blue rupee. Okay. So that, I don't know, I'll mark that as the map chest, I guess. Seems like it. Okay, there we go. If only Link had a jump button. Well, he sort of does. If you press A while rolling toward a ledge, he'll jump. And he just kind of auto-jumps. But you're right, if he had a designated jump button... that would be so much better. Okay. We're going this way. There's another way I could go over here. Oh, we'll go this way first. Oh, look, it's just a room with more, blue fire. Oh, there's an annoying Sculptula up there, but I'll take care of him in a minute. Well, Zelda 2 had a jump button and is more of a platform. Yeah, I would say it's a side-scrolling game. I would not call it a platformer. Like, Mario is a platformer. They very purposely arranged the obstacles meant to jump and explore the area. And, like, that's the whole point. Zelda 2 is a side-scroller in that, yeah, there's a jump button, but it's not so much focusing on the platforming elements. I was equipping the hookshot. Alright, there you are. Blue fire. Oh, it was actually a piece of heart. That's the heart piece. Oh no! That was the chest right there. Which I would assume is the compass chest. We're getting the piece of heart now. What do we got? Map. Great. Alright, there are literally only two more chests in here. Let's clear them both out. Is this heading back toward the entrance? Nope. This is the block puzzle. Oops. No! Alright. No! You stupid bats. Come here. Perfect. Been collecting trophies. Look, looks like it's Gold Skull last season. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not denying it. How many do we have? Oh, we have 20 at this point. I was talking about going through and possibly doing all of them. Knowing it would be a big task, but basically just doing cleanup duty at the very end, once I did everything else before heading into Ganon's castle. Okay. Can I just hookshot these red rupees? No. Okay, what what silver rupee is left? That one. And that's just sliding this. That's just sliding this here. Whoa, weird glitchy camera angles. Alright, that goes there, and then... There we go. Oh wait, there's a ruby over in the ice as well? Oh. 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 That's unfortunate. Alright, I feel like I can go up and be fine. Then... I don't know, is there even anywhere I could slide it where it would be fine here? Like, I can go like this, but that's not fine. Not actually. Wait. Did I just screw myself over? What are rubies made of when they are intangible to your hookshot? I don't know. I'm gonna jump down here. That'll reset the room. Oh, wait. Oh, it put me back at the start of the ice cavern. What the heck? I don't know. The hookshot usually clinks off of things. If it can't, like, hookshot over to them. And usually the rule is if it's made of proper wood. If it's a wooden object, I have to collect the rupees again. Okay, well. Alright, well, we've got blue fire, so we'll just take care of this one first. How are classes going for you, Alex? Oh my gosh! Come on. There we go. I had my first classes today. I was able to get them arranged so my last one for Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 11 a.m. How many classes do you have? Because that sounds really good, but if you had like 3 of them all before 11, that's awful. That means your classes start at 8. Oh my gosh! Okay. Okay, I only have 2. Oh, okay. Well, that's not as bad, yeah. There we go. Tuesday, Thursday classes are a little more spread out. I have 4 on those days. Well, but at least they're spread out. Like, the thing is, you can have 4 classes, but if they're spread out, that's not as bad. Meanwhile, I have 5 classes, and they're all super weird. One of them is a Tuesday, Thursday class. One of them is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday class. One of them is a Tuesday only class. One of them is like a Monday, Wednesday class. And that Monday, Wednesday one will only start like in March. Just because that's the way it happened to work out. I don't know if this will get rid of all of them. And then one of them is like a Tuesday only, or Thursday only. Oh, I love the boss room here. There we go. What is it? Ah, it's a small chest. Oh, I have to open it from the front. Duh. My sister has a 3-hour chemistry lab on Wednesday. Oof. Oh, that does not sound fun. And that clears out Ice Cavern. Oops. Alright, next I guess I said I was gonna clear out Forest Temple, but I want to do some side quest stuff. I want to do Big Poe, and I want to do Crater Bean Heart Piece. Can I warp inside of this dungeon? I feel like the answer's no. I dig you not. It's like winning the Oscars. Right, Alex? Right? Right, so if I want to do Big Poe, it's really just get to Hyrule Field as quickly as possible. Keeping in mind my horse is outside of Zora's domain, and I don't have the Serenade of Water. Given my current list of songs, I do have Nocturne of Shadow. There we go. I mean, I'm a little biased when I say that the 3-hour chemistry lab sounds terrible, because I never liked science. I've liked science teachers before. Some classes were tolerable because of the teachers, but I always hated science. I was always more of a math and English person. As evidenced by the fact that I am totally nailing my pre-calculus algebra class right now. I miss Saria's songs. At least it's not the stupid Death Mountain crater. What do you got for me? Oh, piece of heart. Cool. Oh, when did I get 15 hearts? Wait. Oh, when I got a piece of heart in Ice Cavern. I only needed one more. Which means now we're at 1. I've gotten 20 Sculptulas, and I seriously couldn't even tell you which 20 they are. 20 is like my limit. 20 is like, oh, I definitely know where about 10 are, and then I kind of stumble into the rest. But there's a reason for this seed. I set it so I only needed 10 instead of 20. And that's because, like, it's not worth it to, like, it's not worth it, like, trying to stumble in the dark and find out where, trying to figure out where, like, they're regular arrows. What a ripoff. I have to take down a Big Poe with regular arrows when I have all 4 bottles and none of them contain a Big Poe. Ah. Do you ever plan on playing? I do. I mean, I do and I don't. I do as part of the Zelda game set. I don't in the sense, like, I'm not going to take it aside. Oh, we got an annoying Poe. Okay. I'm not gonna, like, specifically set timeout or streams out to play through Majora's Mask before then. Oh, wait, okay. No. I can use the light arrows on a big Poe. But to do so, I have to be off of a Poe. Wait, you take more than one light arrow to the face? Like a freaking champ? Also, light arrows are supposed to kill anything instantly. Like, that's the entire point of light arrows. Where did the Poe go? But anyway, so there's your answer to Majora's Mask. Now that being said, I actually do plan, before I play it for the game set, to play, I do plan to play Wind Waker outside of the game set, if I can get my hands on a copy. Wind Waker is surprisingly rare, apparently. And I don't care about some small Poe, I need the big Poe. Arrows used to be a searing evil light, then they got made of silver. Well, okay. They were silver arrows in the original Legend of Zelda, and I want to say they were silver arrows in... Actually, there's not even light or silver arrows in Link 2, or Zelda 2. There's not even arrows in Link 2. In Link to the Past, it's silver arrows. In Ocarina of Time, it is light arrows with fire and ice arrows. In Wind Waker, it's light arrows with fire and ice arrows. In Skyward Sword, I don't know. In Twilight Princess, I don't know. In Breath of the Wild, there are light and fire and ice arrows. Ocarina of Time takes place before Legend of Zelda 1? Well, that's probably why, like, I don't think the Megaton hammer here is made out of, like, silver. I think it's made out of steel, or some generic thing like that. But more to the point, I was just going through the games as they were released in real life. Those big Poes are, like, stupidly fast. Ah! There was a big Poe right there. These big Poes are just so stupid. I was referring to the chronological timeline. I don't understand it either. Actually, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. No. According to the official Zelda timeline, Zelda 1 takes... Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. No, you're saying Ocarina of Time takes place before Zelda 1. Yeah, that's right, according to the official stupid timeline. Oh, Epona got some hops. Maybe this is how you open up. Oh! Look at that. Well, now we have Epona and Lake Hylia. I don't know what that does for us. But I was wondering how you get there without, like... The worst part is there's no shop that even sells Big Pose. Like, it's not like I could save up rupees and buy it, or whatever. If I want a Big Po, I have to legitimately get it. But anyway, Alex, yeah, I don't understand the official Zelda timeline either. It's stupid. The basic idea, from what I understand... Wait. Ah! I heard a Po. And that was a big Po since it disappeared. Ah! Stupid big Po. Even worse, by the way. Normally when you do this side quest, there are like... There are 10 Big Pos you need to get. I only need to get 1. Oh my gosh. But normally you have to get 10, and the worst part is you can only store 1 in a bottle, and you only get 4 bottles max. Disregarding legendary weapons and items, what do you think is Link's strongest weapon? I mean, if we're talking like actual strength, like if it could work the way it does in the game in the real world. Probably the hook shot, honestly. Like, it can stun enemies, it can grapple to places. I shot you! But actually no, the big Oron sword is like dangerously good. No, go Epona! Yeah, exactly. Like my arrow passed clean into him. See, like that was BS right there. And this is why the Big Po side quest is stupid. Ah! Oh, this is absolutely the worst side quest to me. Are you kidding me? You normally have to do 10 of them. You only get 4 bottles, and you can only hold 1 in a bottle. And I'm out of frickin' arrows. Can't even add one. Wait. I wonder if you can follow them. Well, that's how you're supposed to do it. And then they disappear. But still, that's totally how you're supposed to do it. Let me go into the town here. Hope that there's arrows somewhere. Does the big post shopman actually have arrows? He might. He's got all these pots. Surely they have arrows somewhere. Also, intense music for the big post shopman. He might have arrows. No, but he does have money. Ah. The worst part is I can't add cheats, and the cheats that would normally be there for Ocarina of Time are not recognized. Which means I'm completely screwed on this. Like, I have to legitimately get arrows, I have to legitimately go after a Poe, I have to legitimately shoot it, and then I have to legitimately kill it. The music says that the next time you break his pots, he's going to get his shotgun. Yeah, the music suggests he's not happy about me doing that. But I say, screw the music. I don't even know, man. Like, my first thought is to say I have to buy some. Maybe, okay, maybe the Hyrule... No, sorry, the Kakariko Potion Shop has some. Maybe. Although, come to think of it, if I only need 40... If I only need 40... I was gonna say I can turn into Kid Link. Okay, I'm going into Kakariko alone. Oh, wait, but it's nighttime. Okay. Hey, I found 5 arrows. Great. So worst case scenario, I can literally just sit here and bash my head into that crate over and 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 over again. If my singing changed the clock, it would perpetually be midnight. Oh look, it's a large bundle of arrows. 50 pieces for 90 rupees. That's a bargain. I only need 40, but I appreciate it. Actually, I only needed 35 in that case. Alright, we got more, and we know how this works now. We know we have to go after him, so... let's go after this jerk. Catch us a big Poe. Oh, you know what? I just finished playing the game Inside today. I started it like, I think, half a week ago or so. What? Epona, you can go across a bridge. Alright, so this time we're going to be smart about this. We're going on this side of the wall. And the Poe didn't show up. Where is he? He should be appearing, like, right here. Maybe I have to watch him go away. Wait, how... oh, Inside? It was really good, but the ending is weird. The ending is super weird. If you don't know, it's by the same people that do the game Limbo. And yeah, it's very similar. Like, you can tell it's by the people that did the game Limbo. No! Get up! No! Get... Oh look, there it is. No! As a point of comparison, by the way, Limbo's ending is probably on par with some of the weirdest stuff from The Binding of Isaac. Just to give you a frame of reference here. Because you know Binding of Isaac and how weird that can get. Sure, now you jump. No! There we go. Got it. Alright. Jeez, that was annoying. Seriously, worst side quest ever. Let's catch us a big Poe here. Yes, I want to catch it in the bottle. That was just the worst. I was firing my bow so rapidly at the end because, like, I was so... I just couldn't do it again. I couldn't. I was like... And the worst part is, if this is the seed I'm thinking of, one of the hint stones told me that this was only for 5 rupees. But because I'm going for this whole 100% thing... Oh, shoot. Opponent got tired. She needs to stop. What is this little structure right here? Oh, just walls. Limbo is a really good game. It's absolutely worth playing. I don't know, it's what, 15 bucks? Actually, no, I feel like Limbo's 5 and Inside is 15. Either way, Inside was really good. It's got a few... It's got 2 parts in particular where I have different issues with each part. But overall, it's really good. Wait, is the Poe in my bottle? No, because somehow my bottle got switched out. What do we get? I was right. This is the right one where it was 5 rupees. Just the worst. Okay. Okay, here's my question. Do I go for all of that? You get $5. I think the seed is blatant. No, to be fair, I willingly did that knowing or believing that the reward was $5. So here's my expectations, and like here's the randomizer as far as that goes. Like meeting expectations. No. If blame is to be put anywhere, it is absolutely to be put on me. Because I did that figuring the prize was $5. What do I still need to do in Castletown? Oh, light arrows. How do I get light arrows? I need to get the spirit and shadow medallions. Do I clear Forest Temple at this point? Or do I... there are two things I want to do before really starting to head into other dungeons I haven't even touched. I want to clear Forest Temple and then do the Bolero Fire and plant the Magic Beam. You know what? We're going to plant the Magic Beam first because it's an Adult Link thing. And I have the Bolero Fire and the Minuet of the Forest. So I can very easily do that. I can plant the bean as a kid, then turn back into Adult Link. I don't have the Prelude to Light, which sucks. I need to turn into Kid Link. Trust me, Alex, I really do wish I could blame the seed here, but I am the one who is being stupid. Okay, one into Dongo's Cavern. I already had the fire one. So the Forest Temple has the water medallion. Oh, shoot. No, that was fire. Forest Temple has the water medallion, which I need to get the Prelude of Light. Jabu Jabu's belly is spirit? And then Fire Temple of Shadow? I think I did that wrong. Spirit and Shadow? One at the Deku Tree. I'm gonna assume I marked those right until I'm proven otherwise. Until proven otherwise wrong. There's one thing we could get in Jabu Jabu's belly, and unless we run everything else out without getting the boomerang, which would tell us what the one chest is, we're not going in there. Alright, I need to learn what my Bolero Fire is. Do-do, do-do. Do-do, do-do. I only need 2 more of the warp songs, but this screen is looking pretty complete so far. Bolero Fire, up ready, up ready. Okay, cool. I forgot I had Lon Lon Ranch music for this. I want the one magic bean I have. Cool. There we go. It's alright, Alex. I'm leaving. Don't worry about it. I don't like it any more than you do. so... Trust me, I am happy to get out of there. I also have Din's Fire... Kobe? I also have Din's Fire, so I can enter the Shadow Temple whenever I'd like, and I guess I have what I need to finish it. According to the tracker. What is this over? Oh, Zora's Temple. What is... Oh, yeah, okay, I know what's left in Zora's Temple. Now, from this point forward, I'm gonna get PTSD from, like, anytime I hear a Poe sound. Oh, wait. Since I'm here, I want to go up to... Actually, it's going to be easier to go up as Adult Link. Because he can exit out into Darunipa's room. And he has the Goron to it. Here's a Poe sound. Starts to fire areas in random directions while screaming. I mean, pretty much. Yeah. You know what? I would gladly make a trade-off with the archery game, where, like, you could pay 20 rupees to fire 20 arrows, or you could pay 100 rupees to fire whatever you have. Because maximum arrows you can get is 50, which means you're actually getting a terrible deal in that case. If the maximum is 50 and you're paying 20 for 20, it means it should be 50, but you're actually paying twice as much. The trade-off, though, is that you get a lot more opportunities, and it can be a lot easier to get 1,000 or even 1,500 points. To get 1,000 with 50 arrows, you would only need 20 per shot. Basically, as long as you hit every shot on a target, then you are guaranteed to succeed. That's not even counting, like, if you hit the 60s or 100s or pots or whatever it is. The 1,500 is a little more challenging. You would need to score 30 per shot. But it's still not that bad. That, again, that's still just getting it on the target. Like, every shot would have to be on the target, and it's just the edge of the target. Again, that's not even counting, like, the pots that give you 100 apiece, or the bullseyes, or 60s, or whatever. So, one of the classes I'm taking this semester is pre-calculus algebra. And I just gotta say, thank goodness math is like a super strength for me, essentially. Like, I find the class stupidly easy. Which means it should be no problem getting an A in it. I am naturally gifted with math. So that's going to be a stupidly easy class. I also have an English class called Writing and Inquiry. That looks like it's going to be relatively simple and easy. Why am I on Epona? I don't want to be on Epona. But the English class should be pretty easy. I have public speaking. I'm excellent at public speaking. At least the one time I took it before. The last two classes I have are General Psychology and College Transfer Success. College Transfer Success, I don't even worry about it. It's not even a concern to me. Oh, wait, this is where I need to jump off. What do we got? Oh, it's a recovery card. Okay, well that wasn't worth it, but it was only, it was 30 rupees. I can't complain that much paying 30 rupees for a recovery card. There we go. But General Psychology, College Transfer Success, I don't worry about at all. I figure it'll be basic skills to do well in college so that your credits count, and it's basic studying skills and planning skills and blah 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 blah. You get the point. You know what these things are. What I'm thinking is, darn it, I said I could do the Bolero Fire specifically with the Runia's room right there so I can go get neighbors there. Whatever. Psychology might be a slight thing, because, like, I don't know, the 2 psychology courses or whatever I've seen. I've taken a high school one and a college one, and they were both extremely different. This is the 3rd one I'm taking, and it appears that it will also be different. So, that could mean any number of things. Most of the classes I'm taking are liberal studies. Our liberal studies like communication and critical thinking. I'm also finishing up Japanese and taking biology. Oh, Japanese! That's actually really cool. The only Japanese I know is Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. And even then, I don't think that's real Japanese. Actually, I'm joking. I know Domo Arigato is thank you very much. Mr. Roboto technically would be Mr. Robot in some language, I think. I don't know if that's Japan. It's a lot of words like that where, like, it's the English version of the word, but with, like, O or A on the end tend to be, like, that tends to follow the category of Spanish words. Mexican words, not Spanish. Yeah, Spanish, I was right. Spanish words. Like Roboto or... I'm having trouble thinking of anything else at the moment, but I assure you that it's true. But I don't know Spanish that well. What do we got? Big chest, key item, don't be a key. Please don't be a key. Oh, we got the big Oron sword. Woo! Heck yeah! That is so awesome. Okay, so that's the block push chest, I suppose. Japanese is really easy in relation to grammar and sentence structure. Learning kanji, though, that's the challenge. Oh, huh? See, I took Turkish in high school. Because, of course, we had two options. We had Turkish and Spanish. And I was like, Spanish? Pfft, everyone learns Spanish in high school. How often do you get to learn Turkish? The answer is there's, actually, honestly, not a great reason why you don't. I was gonna make a joke there and be like, there's a reason you don't. But actually, there's not a great reason why you don't. Turkish is actually really cool and decently easy to learn. Because, like, basically, if you take the sentence that you want to speak in English and literally turn it around and translate it word for word, then you get the Turkish sentence. So, the only thing that's there is learning the words, which I actually love because it means that basically you're just learning the way of thinking. And once you do that, like, you're good. Oh, I have a bubble right here. Last semester I only had to learn about 30 kanji. What are these numbers? Are these words? Are they sentences? Are they phrases? Oh, I sound like a really racist jerk right now. That's not my intention at all, but like, I don't know what kanji or kanji are. Do I need? What? They can grab you when you're doing a ledge grab? Actually, I'll be honest, I do not care so much to learn Japanese as much as I would love to learn about Japanese culture. I actually find other cultures and their ways of life and the similar things and different things from American culture to be extremely interesting. And history to a certain degree. Kanji are symbols used to convey a thought, while also being used as part of the written language. Oof. That... Oh no, did it reset the block puzzle? Oh, please don't tell me it reset the block puzzle. Oh no, I think I did this before and it doesn't reset the block puzzle. I don't think they reset the dungeon. They just send you back to the beginning, which makes them way more annoying than the Link to the Past ones. In Link to the Past, if you get grabbed by a wall master, it resets the dungeon and you have to do all the puzzles and things again. But as a trade-off, all the consumables respawn. So if there's a heart under a pot, and you already collected it, normally you can't get it. But if a wallmaster grabs you and sends you back to the beginning of the dungeon, all of a sudden that becomes fair game once again. Which means you can use it to actually gain health, like, and just respawn hearts, if you need it. Oh, I don't have the map for this place. Well, I'm not going that way, so I'm gonna guess I'm going down this way. Come here, Bubble. Oh, okay. So you had to learn at least 80? Wow. Holy crap. Oh, okay. It's one of these things. No, 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 no. Oh, son of a... I don't want to know about this, Navi. There we go. Finally. Jeez. They are teaching us around 100. There are over 200 in all, and most Japanese people don't know what half of them mean. Oh, okay, so it's like the American language. Except to a much smaller scale. There are so many words for the English language. And usually when you're taught English, you have to learn a lot of them. But Americans don't know what half of them mean. Hashtag sad but true. Oh, I didn't want to go this way. I thought I did want to go this way. But I guess I want to untwist the hallway now. Can I get back up? Or do I have to go back through all of this? I think I screwed up. Wait. There is no hope. Okay. There was never much hope. Only fools. English language where there are more exceptions than rules. I mean, yeah, that's a good way to put it. I before E, except after C. Oh, okay, that's all I gotta do, except sounding like A as a neighbor or way. Alright, that's a bit extra, but I think I got it. Unless it's a Tuesday, in which case... okay, no, I still got this. But if there's a half moon up in the sky... And let's not even forget all the words that are spelled the exact same but have different meanings. Like, for example, lead and lead, L-E-A-D. Both spelled the exact same, but pronounced differently with different meanings. Untwist the hallway. But yeah, no, you're not wrong. Oh, and I got the boss chest, boss key chest, and the floor master chest. Okay, well the pote's not there. There we go. Alright, let's get the big Oron sword out, and then we'll take out the Deku nuts as well. There we go. Oh yeah, these guys aren't bad at all once you take care of that. Big chest? Yeah, we got a major item! Alright, what do we got? Don't be a key. Oh! We got fire arrows, which actually don't help at all now, but still cool. Alright, so that was red chest, yeah. Only 5 more chests here. And we're kind of getting low on items for like things that can be out there. There are also a lot of chests. I'd just like to point out, amongst all the untouched dungeons I have here, amongst all the untouched dungeons, everything included, like everything that's there, even the ones that I can't get, but ones I could enter and get almost every chest in, there are 75 chests. 80, a nice round 80 if you include this dungeon, which I'm clearing out now. Alright, Stalfos Fight 2. Oh, the lag. Slowdown was apparently a thing on the N64. Oh, the slowdown. I have to leave now. Good luck on your classes and hope that the next chest doesn't have a key. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. See you in the next room you show up to. Okay, not too bad. Alright, what does this have? Major item, come on! Ah! Oh, hey, Alias. That was the falling room chest? No. What? Which one was that? I'm gonna mark that as the bow chest. Which I don't think is right, but I think I might have marked off whichever one it was. Alright. How are you, Alias? Just went over a possum? I'm sorry to hear that. I don't really need my ocarina out right now. I was going to put Deku nuts in its place. Crap. Alright, first hit. There we go. What is it? Oh, another big chest. Major item. Cool, what is it? Oh, it's just a small key. Okay, only 3 more things in this dungeon. So, aside from the possum, which is obviously unfortunate, how was your day? Oh, what's the gameplay there? Whoa! The Wallmaster was loaded. Oh, hey, Puff! Awesome logo there, Puff. I have never seen that awesome logo before. Die. Die, Bubble. There we go. Sorry to hear about the possum. Exactly. Yesterday or today. Never seen it. No, but seriously, that is an awesome video. Chloe just did an amazing job on it. It's going really good. Except, you know, there was this one thing. I wanted to stream this afternoon, but this awesome streamer was just doing too good of a job, so I didn't get to stream, unfortunately. So now here I am streaming late at night, which I was already going to do. And yeah, that's how it's going. I know, Chloe did so good. She really comes down on her art too, which makes me sad. Oh, she does? Really? Because that's amazing. Looks like a masterpiece compared to my 5-minute MS Paint project over there. Yeah, exactly. Am I going down? I suspect I'm going... Yes, this would be the... Whoa! That makes your day. Yeah, exactly. No, but seriously, it was really fun earlier. Glad I could actually make it to a decent amount of the stream. That was something I was happy about. Oh, it's this ghost. This ghost room is so stupid. Like, you shoot the painting as with the others. That's not the stupid part. But then you shoot the painting, and the ghost is all like, ah, you completed my puzzle. It's like, here's a puzzle to complete. You'll never complete my puzzle. And then it's like, oh no, you completed my puzzle. How did you ever do that? And then it's like, oh, well now I'll show you instead of just doing that from the beginning. It's like, I don't know how you beat my puzzle, but I will definitely defeat you now. Then it's like, oh no, you beat me and beat my puzzle. Oh. Okay, just get out of my way, Skulltula. It's for your own good. Hey, I gave you a chance. You got it. You didn't get out of my way. Oh, actually, that lets me mark another chest off here. So we're down to the last two. Okay. Oh, I need to use my arrows for this one. Oh my gosh. For this mini boss, I have the Fairy Fountain / title select. Or not title select, file select music. Wait. This is literally how the entire fight goes. You just wait for it to spawn, watch for the one that twirls, and then aim at that one. And you just do this like 5 times. Or, you know, 20 times, or whatever. Like, this is the entire fight. There we go. Alright. Finally! Oh, I got 30 arrows? Oh, this is going to be easy. I wonder what happens if you use light arrows against Ganon. Like, does anything happen? It's also so stupid that you have to push against those things for like 3 seconds for them to finally react. Alright, where's this Skulltula right here? I hear it, but I don't see it. That's not right. Nope, not what I was trying to do at all. Thankfully, there's another button over here. Finally got an email from HR telling me I can enroll in my benefits. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear it, Alias. Oh look, more monies. I'll take it. Oops. Alright, now we just have to play volleyball. I mean, beat Phantom Ganon. No, I meant play volleyball. Yep. Or some might say tennis, or some might say table tennis. Your preference. Either way, I gotta play it. Just because I know Phantom Ganon is totally not a threat. Wait, I do have the boss key, right? I did not think this through. Yes, I've got the boss key. Oh, but Phantom Ganon is gonna give us the compass of this temple. That's just the worst. Alright. No, I totally take Phantom Ganon seriously, which is why I'm going to take this bottle here and play some tennis with him. go. Oh, I totally need my bow out, though. I'm going to put my bow on light arrows for a single shot. Actually, wait, do I even need to? You do need to shoot Phantom Ganon, but I'm pretty sure it's just to get him off his horse. Alright, where's he coming from? You know what? I'm going with left. I was wrong, but I saved it. But anyway, yeah, I'm really happy for you, Elias. Where's the... Whoops. Oh, jeez. What? How did it bounce off that way? Oh. There we go. See, I took that boss totally seriously. Oh, guys, what do you think the heart container is gonna be? It could be any item in the entire game. What is it? Of course, it's the compass. I called that beforehand. But this does give us the water medallion, which is cool because it means we can go get the Nocturne of Shadow. Yep, there we go. The more I play this randomizer, the more I am slowly learning places and what I can and can't do and what certain things allow me to do. What do I... Oh, Kakariko. The last thing left is Nocturne of Shadow. Right. Okay, well, that was a waste of a Deku Nut. So I guess now I'll dive into Fire Temple. I still have the Fairy Ocarina. There we go. Presumably the Fire Temple has the Spirit Medallion and Jabu Jabu's Belly has the Shadow Medallion, which is not great because I can't get into Jabu Jabu... Well, I can't finish Jabu Jabu's Belly until I A, get a fish, but that's not a problem. There are fish in Zora's domain. But B, more importantly, until I get the Boomerang. And there are a surprisingly few amount of items left for the number of chests that are left. We're gonna do the Bolero Fire to teleport outside the Fire Temple. And we will be using that again in just a moment, but for now we're not going into the Fire Temple. Because instead we're going to the Goron City to buy Nehru's Love. Nope, that's the lava. Link just wants to take a nice, relaxing soak in a hot tub. A very, very, very hot tub. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, his muscles are sore, exactly. It's probably from all those times he fell from extremely high heights. Mistakes were made. Right? Mistakes were made. Let's not go back into the Death Mountain crater. Ah, I love the title screen music. Unfortunately, we have to go into the Goron shop, which is going to stop the music. Alright. Give me that Nehru's Love. 110 rupees? That's a deal! Okay. And then he never used it for the rest of the randomizer playthrough. Like, seriously, there are three magic spells, abilities, whatever you want to call them. Of the three of them, only one of them actually has use within the game to make progress. Did I leave? I didn't leave Kakariko to... I didn't leave Kakariko to go get the Nocturne of Shadow. There we go. Because you have to leave Kakariko and then go back in to get the Nocturne of Shadow. Oops. On the bright side, this will cross... Oops. This will cross Kakariko Village off of the list for good. Really, what the rest of this randomizer playthrough here entails, like the biggest question that's there, is really just how fast can I complete dungeons I've never even seen before, or suck at, as is the case of the Water Temple. Because just looking around the map, there's the Spirit Temple, which I've done very little of, basically none of. There's the Gerudo Training Grounds, which I've done some of, but not enough to really be able to just go through it like I could, say, the Child Link dungeons. There's Fire Temple, which I actually have done before and know well enough that it's not even a thing. There's the Shadow Temple, which I've never done. The Water Temple, which I've done once and suck at. And then there's Jabu Jabu's Belly, which I've done before but also suck at. Well, actually, I'm fine with Jabu Jabu's, but... So, really, it just boils down to, like, how long will it take me to figure out the puzzles and the enemies within these different dungeons? And, progress to the end. And get all the chests. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna freeze. Red Rupee. Great. Kakariko is off the list. What do I need in Castletown? Oh, right. I keep seeing that Castletown is not finished, and I keep going, what's left in Castletown? And then I look and I'm like, oh yeah, light arrows. There's not that much left to do in the game as a whole, though. It's basically just dungeons at this point. So, we're... Bolero of Fire... I could really... Actually, I don't care about the Prelude to Light at this point. Most of the dungeons I have to do are Adult Link dungeons. The Prelude to Light would do me exactly 0 good. Precisely 0 good. I still have to do Spirit Temple, which is at least partially completed by Child Link. Alright, I guess let's take on the Hammer Room here first. This dungeon took me a while to do before. It is interesting. Okay, so some kind of spoiler talk, but it's about like upcoming things I plan to do I plan to put up on my channel. So I've already started the series I'm calling Intro to Randomizers. I've only started the Ocarina of Time one, but it is interesting because I mean, I'm like in doing so, I don't really know the game well enough to really be doing that. I don't know the original game well enough to be doing that. I know the randomizer somewhat. But, like, it's interesting, like, experiencing the difference for me between, like, Link to the Past versus Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, I know the randomizer somewhat, but it's not like I know it extremely well. Whereas, oops, I wanted the Master Sword and the Mirror Shield. Whereas, gotta go. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Alias. Have a good night, and I will see you at the next stream you manage to make it to. Kill the fire slugs. What? This music. I think this music is Ice Cavern. No. You were saying the news. Yeah, no, I was just commenting, like, Link to the Past randomizer is obviously really easy for me. Like, I could basically write a strategy guide on all 216 locations and every single possible way to get every single possible item. Now, granted, there are still occasionally new things I learned. Oh, great. There are still occasionally things I learned with regards to the Link to the Past randomizer, but like Ocarina of Time randomizer, I'm having to stretch my brain and really think things through all the time. Whereas Link to the Past, it's like, oh yeah, I have this item, so I can do this. I can do A, B, and C. Or I have these items, so I can get into these dungeons. Although I was pleased to discover that really all you need in the Ocarina of Time randomizer are the fire arrows, the bow, the light arrows, the bow. Hang on. No? Nope, not sneezing. Okay. But you only need the light arrows, the bow, and the 2 magic upgrades. Although the 2 magic upgrades are recommended, they're not required. Just like one of them is required. But, I mean, but it also depends on what your Ganon's trial settings are set. Because if they were set to 6, where you had to do all of the trials, obviously that would entail a lot more that you would have to get. It wouldn't be as clean cut as, oh, you beat, like, you just go straight through the castle. Similarly, like, even with one trial, I would recommend probably the Shadow trial to do so, in which case you need the Lens of Truth, you're going to need to use magic with it, and that's where the double magic comes in, is that you'll need to use light arrows and the Lens of Truth, you'll need the hover boots, and you'll need the long shot, or fire arrows. But, like, it's not like I know Ocarina of Time as much. So it's just interesting seeing the difference between Link to the Past. Like, I haven't even done Link to the Past, but playing through an Ocarina of Time randomizer seed and trying to explain all the different places that are there and all the different places you can go, where even I'm having to look at a tracker and think it through, versus Link to the Past, it would just be like, okay, let's just play this and I'm going to explain to you where you can go. I also realized that I'm going to need to capture vanilla footage for these. Because in vanilla, there are certain conditions for... Oops. Oh, I'm not dying? Huh. Like, in vanilla, there are certain things where it just helps to see an explanation of how you do it originally, and then to show the randomizer and the other ways you can do it. And also to explain sequence of events. Big chest, probably key. We're in the Fire Temple, where I got the Fire Dancer chest and the chest near boss. Great! Off to a great start. Wait. Yeah, exactly. That would clear up a lot. Yeah, exactly. Especially because I am creating this Intro to Randomizer series under the mindset of you don't want to play the original game, but you want to hop straight into the randomizer. Like, it's extremely helpful to know how things are originally versus how they'll be in the randomizer or how they are set up in the randomizer. But yeah, I was realizing that when I was like, oh wait, there's a Song of Time block up there, and I actually have the Song of Time this time. But I don't remember what the Song of Time is. Oh wait, it's just like, hang on. There we go. Knowing it will give them a foundation to build. Exactly. I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to basically just record, and I kind of hate this because I've already started a randomizer seed, but I think the way I'm going to do it is I'll record like all of the footage for the randomizer and like record all the way to the end. And probably do a lot of stuff that wouldn't be, like, bare minimum requirements. And then I'll take the vanilla footage and capture all of that. Like, play through it and do a bunch of stuff. And basically break it down so each video is a dungeon. And just do, like, a short introduction at the start of the first playthrough. Or, like, the start of the first video gameplay-wise. And be like, hey, so just to let you know... First of all, there will be footage from the original game included in here for reference, as well as a lot of stuff that is not required, and that the footage for each one will be taken in a certain order, so things will appear, disappear, increase, decrease, etc. across the randomizer footage, whereas it'll remain fairly consistent in the original game footage because I'm not doing it out of order. What is this room? I already came in this room. Why am I in this room? How'd I get back out? Wait, I didn't get back out to the lobby? Oh, that's just... Wait, okay, no, this is another room. What? But anyway, that way, because I was thinking... At first, I was basically going to do a randomizer playthrough and then just have vanilla game footage beside it. But then it occurred to me, a better way to do it is to structure it. To say, this is the way events have to go in vanilla, and here's the randomizer comparison. And also showing off a few alternate ways that I know. For example, I can do Dodongo's Cavern as both Adult Link and Child Link. I'm pretty sure you can do Deku Tree as both Adult Link and Child Link. Jabu Jabu you can technically do as Adult and Child Link, but that's with glitches, so I'll probably leave it out and just do Child Link. It also occurred to me that, like, when I'm explaining things for the Link to the Past randomizer, it'll be a lot more helpful to, like, because I'll explain things quickly, to have the vanilla footage and see the original format that's there. It sounds like you've thought about this a great deal too. It was good to have a plan going in, and it seems... Yeah, exactly. I have given this a fair amount of thought, just because I haven't always cared about quality of my videos, and that's not some, like, I definitely want to improve the quality of my videos as I go forward into forward in 2019. Like, when I release videos again, I don't want it to be as half-assed as it was before, where I just basically threw things together. Although, coincidentally, my inside gameplay is basically just going to be as my gameplay series were. Nothing wrong with it, it's just, it's also not anything special. I might edit out some things, because obviously, as a puzzle game, it's trial and error based. But it was pretty good. I got a good 4 hours of gameplay or so out of it, and I recorded in 20-minute increments, so you know, that's like 24 videos right there of varying lengths. Where am I going? What am I even doing? I need to get there. But anyway, yeah, I hope people will notice. That's the goal. Oh yeah, speedrun of Inside when? I will never speedrun Inside. I'm just gonna say that right now. Not that you or anyone else was saying so, but I will never speedrun Inside. Just because, actually, I really hate the submarine parts, weirdly enough. There are these parts where you have to boost, and the boosting is just so inconsistent for me. Speedrun. Oh yeah, and after that, it's my favorite game ever, Ocarina of Time. The randomizer actually got a lot right when it came to Ocarina of Time. It took out probably 95% of the cutscenes. The ones they left in were actually awesome cutscenes, and while they could have done a few others, if it means that all the other bad or long cutscenes or repetitive cutscenes are taken out, I am all for having a few good ones removed. that being said, there's an awesome cutscene where you play Zelda's Lullaby, and like in the graveyard, and like thunder comes down and cracks this gravestone into just tiny little rubble, and it's like a super awesome cutscene, and it was sadly taken out. Isn't this where I'm supposed to go? I feel like this is where I'm supposed to go. I played it with a controller. I played it with a controller. No. I played it with a controller. Don't get me wrong. It was much more manageable because the keyboard has you using arrow keys. I don't know what that's about. I don't know who uses arrow keys, but you can't change it, and it uses arrow keys. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I was like, I'll suffer through it if I have to, but I'll probably end up changing aim. And then I like picked up my controller randomly because I think I was planning on like giving up and switching over to Ocarina of Time Randomizer. And like all of a sudden I could move with my controller, and I was like, oh, okay, well this is gonna happen then. It would be, but I also imagine the boosting wouldn't be as bad. Or I don't know, maybe I just suck at boosting. That is entirely possible. I'm willing to admit when I'm the problem, and I think this might be one of those situations. Actually, it's funny, when I was going back through and collecting all the orbs for the secret ending, I noticed that a lot of the, that was pretty good. A lot of the boost sections were not nearly as bad. I don't know if it was video performance or what, like video anxiety, so to speak. But the idea being like, oh, I did worse because I was like aware that it was a video. I don't know what it was, but like when I was going back through, the boosts weren't nearly as bad, and they were working with me. Yeah. I mean, even if you took incredibly long like me on the first game, and every game after that was half as long, that's still 8 playthroughs of the game. Which, from what you've said, sounds about right. Seems legit. Oh, there's zero reason to come up here. Except to get there, okay. And that's assuming, basically, that you never got better. That the first playthrough was 4 hours, every playthrough after that was 2 hours. Which, if you learn the puzzles, and you get really good, like, I got that way with Limbo. Limbo, my first playthrough was decently long, all things considered. My second playthrough was a lot shorter. I don't even think it was half. I think it was shorter than half. My third playthrough was even shorter, and like, it just kept getting better as time went on. As time goes by. Okay. Wait, you've played Inside, but you haven't played Limbo? Limbo is absolutely worth a play, but I will warn you, go into it knowing it was, if not their first game, definitely one of their first games, and also that it was definitely their first game like Inside. Like, Inside, keep in mind that Inside came after, because Inside is, like, a vastly improved Limbo. In the sense, like, the graphics are much better. I think they did a lot more with puzzles and with mechanics. Yeah, it came before, which is funny. Inside was released, what, a year or two ago, I want to say? So there was at least half a decade difference. Some people would say there is a link between the two games, or fans want to believe there is. I would have to look that up. I don't know. I plan to watch MatPat, Game Theory guy. He actually did a 3-part series on this. Key. The Fire Temple has so many keys, it's stupid. But that's the side room. Oh, Inside came out in 2016. Yeah. Well, Limbo came out in 2010. And it's a... Actually, the funny thing is, it's not a much shorter experience. It is shorter. That's definitely true. There's no getting around that. But... it's not like it's much shorter. Like, sometimes you'll see people make a first game, and the first game is, like, incredibly short. And then if they take that game and basically make an improved version, it's much longer. Portal being a great example. Someone said Portal felt like a demo. That's really true. Steam says 2011, or maybe that's when it came out on Steam. Or I could have my facts wrong, but give me just a sec here. Not what I meant to do. The game was released in July 2010 on Xbox Live Arcade, and has since been ported to several other systems. It was released in 2010. It was released in 2011 on Steam. What am I even doing? I don't know. Probably, yeah. I feel like this is the side. Key. Boss key. Close enough. I'm gonna count that as lower chest. But anyway, yeah, so they're over half a decade apart, almost a decade apart. Well, really, it's like a little over half a decade apart, but... My point is simply to say that, usually when you get games like that, I was saying about Portal. Like, Portal, when I played Portal because of how short it was, someone in my chat, actually one of my mods, said it felt like a demo. And I actually fully believe that is true. Not in the sense that it is an incomplete game, like a game demo, but in the sense that I believe they were basically testing out mechanics and what they could do. Which makes sense when you look at, because Portal 1 has 19 test chambers. Portal 2, on the other hand, has a whopping 78, I think. And it has, like, several other smaller puzzles and rooms that are there that are not test chambers. Link just got denied. Oh, Portal 1 was a spin-off of Half-Life? What? Are you for real? It was just a short game. Yes, brought to you by Valve, the company that can't count to 3. But that's interesting. I actually did not realize that. That's pretty cool. It also explains why the game was so short. So, is Shell a character in Half-Life? Or... I've never played the Half-Life games. I've heard they're great. I've heard everyone should play them. I've just never played them. Well, crap. I don't have a key. Well, I guess anyway, so all this is to go back in the conversation and just say, when you play Inside, or when you play Limbo, if you play Limbo, whatever, when you play Limbo, keep in mind that it came before Inside, and as such, first of all, they were going for something different. I don't want to say much different, because they are semi-similar, but they definitely were going for something different. That's why there's that Black Mesa joke in Still Alive. Well, yeah, I knew about that, but I thought that was basically just Valve being self-referential. Had to look that up. Oh, I have not played Half-Life, but I am aware of some of the things in Half-Life. Like, I am aware that Gordon Freeman is the name of the main protagonist. I am aware of the... Shoot, at one point I could actually tell you the name of the bad guys, because there's a game theory on it. It's like the Something Men, I think. Or maybe there's the Something Man. Whatever. It's not important. I know, of course, Black Mesa, that's just kind of one of those staples. Actually, fun fact, there is a fan-made remake of Half-Life that adds in new puzzles and updates the graphics. And at least in one point at time, it was free on Steam. G-Man, yes, the G-Man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I don't want to try that. No! This is why I didn't want to try it. Oops. Where am I? But yeah, I know the Half-Life reference within Still Alive. Maybe Black Mesa. Half a chance. Yeah. Oh, so I also want to go back. So Inside, I actually am curious. Like I said, that secret ending is absolute theory fodder. And MatPat actually did an Inside theory. That is so awesome. MatPat actually did a theory on Inside. A 3-part theory. So, you know, that is a lot to take in, but oh, I'm sure it feels like one of those games where there are a lot of theories, you know? Like okay, I said Friendo would be a good theory game, but like really I don't know. I feel like it depends how you want to interpret the events of Franbo. Like, you could just take it as, oh, there are these weird pills, and essentially they're causing these psycho effects. Like, these psychosomatic effects. And that's it. Or, if you want to go further, you could say, oh no, all this is actually real. It's actually happening. In which case, then you start getting into a completely different topic. Actually, I was very curious. I both love and hate the fact that Inside is silent, because there is so much that I have questions about. And there were so many things I was thinking it could possibly be, like what they could possibly do. Like I said, human experimentation was definitely one of those. But, I remember Frambo. I remember it being really good, but I think we've already discussed this. Really good, but really weird. Weird not being a bad thing in this case, just... It was... There were some moments that made me pause when I played when I saw Frambo played. I've never actually played Frambo. Oh, I need to hover boots that. That's right. There were some moments where I had to pause when I watched Frambo. Definitely a weird game. I need to buy and play Frambo sometime. I love how Inside is silent, but there are just so many things. Even if it were like a fan-made mod or something like that, I would actually love to hear voices put into Inside. Not for the kid. I think the kid should remain silent, as I think he would in that situation, minus the breathing that's there. But, like, I would love to hear some of these company officials, like, their chatter, for example, and some other ambient noises like that, and some very selective talking. Like, there are moments where you have to be completely still and hide in the shadows and let things play out. Well, and that's where I say a mod, right? Because at the point it is a mod, A, it's fan-made, B, it's a choice, right? If you want to modify your game, that is completely on you. Those who want to keep it those who want it to be as it was originally can still have it that way. That's perfectly fine. And I think Inside is a great game as is. There are just some things I would like to have clarified. For example, those weird girl thing, monster, demon, fish things in the water are apparently mermaids. At least that's the name given to them somewhere by someone. To play a mod of it. You know what? Very rarely have I found mods make games better, but when they do, they usually do a spectacular job. The Binding of Isaac Anti-Birth is an amazing mod for the Binding of Isaac Rebirth and Afterbirth Plus. And Afterbirth. It is just an absolutely fantastic game. It balances out a lot of the bosses that were stupidly, like, overpowered or, like, just stupidly, ridiculously hard, that were, like, in earlier stages. It's not like these bosses were late into the game where you can kind of excuse it because of difficulty. It adds in new items, it adds in new companions, little buddies that follow you around. It adds in new enemies, new rooms, an entire new floor that's there. Anti-Birth was amazing. I thought Rebirth was really good. Afterbirth sucked. Because it basically took Rebirth, threw on, like, basically just cleaned up its appearance, and then added some things that were just so stupidly annoying. Like dark rooms, for example, and certain curses. There's a curse called Curse of the Dark. It makes your screen incredibly dark, it takes away your map, and it takes away all your HUD things, so you have no idea of your health, your money, your keys, nothing. I have Afterbirth, but never played it. I have the mod off. You should totally play it on stream sometime. That's the nice thing about the Binding of Isaac and really any of the games in the Binding of Isaac series. They're all fantastic stream games because you can pick it up, do a single stream of them, and then, like, just put it down. Or if you want to do multiple streams of them, you can. Like, it works either way. It just occurred to me, you've seen me play the Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past randomizers. You've never seen me do the original Legend of Zelda randomizers, have you? It's just one of those games that you just run dungeons and hope for the best. Yeah, basically. Although, typing in the seed B-A-S-E-M-E-N-T, basement, is really fun. It puts you on an endless basement. Like, literally, that's the entirety of it. And you just, like, collect a crap ton of items and just play, like, a whole bunch of basement levels that are there. So, they're decently easy enemies and stuff. You just get, like, stupidly OP. I'll have to play the Legend of Zelda randomizer one time when you can make it. If I'm good enough, or if I got good enough luck on my seed, like, it's totally a one-stream play. Which is funny, each of these gets increasingly more lengthy. Like, the original Legend of Zelda randomizer for the NES, like, that's just one stream, pretty much. Maybe 2 streams. 2 streams is pushing it. Link to the Past, just because I'm so good at it, is 2. But if I get bad luck, it can easily turn into 3. And then, like, Ocarina of Time is 3 with, like, stupidly good luck. That's like running as fast as I can for the exit door. And then, like, if I don't have stupidly good luck, it's like 6 streams. But anyway, I keep going into the menu to put on hover boots, and then I keep talking and having a good time, and it distracts me. Hashtag first world streamer problems. So I guess since it's just you and I here, we can talk about The Walking Dead Season 2. Because you've now finished it. So, let's see. Choices. We already discussed it. You decided to try and help Luke. Did you be mean to Carter? I think I saw Clementine had a mark on her face. I believe that's when you try to help Kenny. But I know Carter can backhand Clementine at the beginning of episode 3. So did you do that? Man, I didn't decide that. I just clicked that. I meant to just shoot the zombies, but ended up going to help Luke. Okay, alright, hang on. Here, let me put your conscience to rest. Maybe. Maybe I won't. Like, this could totally backfire on me here, but... no going back? Or is that... Yeah, that's Season 2. Okay. If you choose to help Luke, you will help Luke, however, you will not be able to save him. If you choose to cover Luke, you will cover Luke, and he will also be assisted by Bonnie. They will both fall into the water, which will allow you to save Bonnie. If you want to do that, you have to break the ice beneath Luke. Bonnie will escape, however, Luke will die a part of what you choose. You cannot save Luke, and in fact, choosing to cover Luke is actually worse because Bonnie will try to help, get herself in trouble, and then you're gonna have to try and help her instead. Yeah, I think he did hit me at the start. I stared at him. Yeah, if you stare at him, Yeah, either way Luke dies. So I mean, I say this just to make you feel better. Like, don't feel bad about it. It's sad. Luke was one of the better people of the group, but he cannot be saved. Wait, that's important choice 1. Oh, the first important choice is to help the baby. The first choice of helping the baby or not literally has no consequences. Like, how? That a romance? Yeah. I did not ship Jane and Luke at all. I was so mad when I saw them. So, important choice 3. Oh, whether you tell the group about Bonnie and them trying to escape or not. Literally has no consequences. That's always great. And then important choice 4, if you pick up the gun, you can shoot Kenny, or you can just basically do nothing / look away. Looking away has him kill Jane. Shooting Kenny, you'll kill Kenny. I kind of want to go back just to shoot Kenny. Except you can't shoot Jane. It's not like you can like shoot Kenny and then shoot Jane. But I want to shoot Kenny because you get this really emotional, nice moment with him as he's dying. Which is a terrible thing to say, but... Oh, there's also an endings chapter on this guide. That's awesome. I didn't mind Jane and Luke either. Wait. I actually like Jane. She was very nice to Clem, I felt. Maybe it was just part of my playthrough. Maybe it was whatever. But, Jane was just awful, and I hated Jane. Okay, so ending number 1. The first ending is a result of you choosing Kenny in Chapter 9. Which is the next to last chapter. Yeah. To unlock this ending, you can't shoot Kenny. During your journey to Wellington, choose the option, okay, I'll stay at Wellington. This ending is very similar to endings in which you could see in the first season of The Walking Dead when Clementine was saying goodbye to Lee. YouTube needs to let me type. Sorry that I type so fast, YouTube. I need more room to write things, darn it. Leave longer messages. I totally don't mind, especially... I don't mind, period, but especially when it's just you and I, feel free to do blocks of text. I'll read every word. Ending 2. The second ending you can unlock the same way as the first. Choose the option, we're all leaving this place, and you leave Wellington. So wait, so you can actually get to Wellington? You can get to Wellington? When can you get to Wellington? Oh, it only lets you go... Oh. Yeah, that's not something I can control, unfortunately. Apparently Twitch has no limit, but I felt really bad. I actually typed out Blockington's story as a single message, and it wasn't restricted. I don't know, maybe if I hit enter it would have been you can't send that much, but I didn't want to take the risk, so I actually broke it up. Jane, ending 1. For this ending you unlock, if you decide to save Jane, you need to choose the option, I forgive you, Jane. Oh, there's a family! After you will get to the place where Carver lived, you will meet a family which will need your help. The first ending requires you to choose the option, invite them in. After that, you will create a new group. Ending 2. To choose the second ending, you have to deny the family you just met the help that they need. Well, when you put it like that, it's really cold and heartless. Choose the option, make them leave, to pull out a gun and get rid of them? What? Kenny and Jane? Wait, what? The last ending will be unlocked when you shoot Kenny and you will not forgive Jane. Choose the option, I'm not going anywhere with you. Clementine will stay with Alvin Jr. and she will travel towards South alone. And see, that's the option I got, and that's where it really annoyed me. We already covered this, but that's where it really annoyed me. Because the entire game, I was, like, going along with Kenny and, like, saying, like, oh, we need to go north. Krista mentioned Wellington. We need to head to Wellington. And, like, first of all, everyone brushes Clem to the side. But what's stupid is, like, even when they're like, oh, Clem's an adult, she should get an option. Like, someone else abutted, and it's like, she's just a little kid, what does she know? And, like, your opinion doesn't go anywhere. So, like, the entire time, it's like, oh yeah, we should totally head to Wellington. We should get to Wellington. We should go north, up. You know, here's a map. Guess what? We're not going down, we're going up. We should go up, north. And then, like, all of a sudden, I get to that ending. And all I noticed was, like, a single possible option to mention south. I only noticed one dialogue option, and when, like, I didn't even select that option, and all of a sudden I'm heading south to warmer weather. What? That made me so angry. Yes, you can totally get to Wellington. If you stay with Kenny, you go to Wellington with him, and then you can choose to stay there or with him. You can choose to stay there with or without him. Yeah, you go back to Carver's, and I chose to let the family in when I played. I've played and gotten 3 different endings at this point. Then they say, let the adults talk. And I was all, hell with you, Carlos. You sent me to fix things and crawl through things, but now you don't want my opinion? Yeah. It's so true, though. It's so true. Carlos was the worst. Like, he was overprotective of his own daughter, which I get. I get that part. I think he was maybe denying the sad reality they were in at that point, but I understand it. But, like, when it came to Clem, it's like, Clementine, I need you to do something, so now I'm going to treat you as an adult. And then it's like, oh, okay, you finished the task? Great, go away, kid. It's just the worst. I'm also, I am curious. So, okay, so I had 18 deaths. I counted in my death count Troy and Carver. I'm pretty sure they always die no matter what. I don't think there's a way to avoid it. Carlos's death is always unavoidable. Sarah's death is always unavoidable. Nick's death, I think, could have been avoided, but I think he might die later? I don't know. Nick is weird. But Rebecca always dies. Omid always dies. Sarita always dies. Luke always dies. I'm trying to think through the episodes now. Pete always dies. Nick was dead when I came to save Luke and Sarah. Oh. So Nick does always die. Okay, so I can count that then. Nick always dies. Oh, Walter always dies. And I guess Alvin always dies? I think I've always gotten Alvin killed. He was a zombie on a fence. Oof. Oof. That's so rough, though. I think Alvin always dies no matter what. Like, if he doesn't die at the lodge, I think he dies in episode 3 or 4, I guess. He probably dies in the zombies. And then, of course, screw Arvo, by the way. Just throwing that out there. So, at least 12 of the 18 deaths I had, and I counted, were ones that could not have been avoided. I am okay with that. And then I'm going to count one additional one and say 13. I tried to save Alvin, but he stayed behind at Carver's. He couldn't get up because of how bad Carver messed him up. Oof. That is really rough. I'm going to count 13 because Jane and or Kenny have to die. I killed both of them, but Jane and or Kenny have to die. So I'm going to say 13 of my 18 deaths were unavoidable. Do I know off the top of my head who the other 5 are? No. But I know I posted that, like, I had 5 or so dead in like episode 2. I posted it in your chat. In games? Yeah, spoil me games. Did I go past it? No, here it is. Matthew. Oh, Matthew is 4 and is unavoidable. 14 unavoidable. And then... Gosh, I really don't know who the others are. And I feel bad, but 14 of my 18 deaths were completely unavoidable. They would have died at one point or another. Nothing I could do. Honestly, they throw so many characters at you in Season 2. I don't even remember who the other 8 deaths were I counted. They couldn't have been part of the group. I didn't count Krista, because she is not confirmed alive or dead. I even told Alvin to come with me, but he said he couldn't, and he bought me time / protected me. Okay, so next question, while I get back to the game here. Did you choose to stay and watch Carver get beat up? Did see Vince. Yeah, I figured that out. Yeah, so Matthew is definitely not Vince. They didn't forget his name. Alright, I give in. I'll admit it. But they do look pretty similar. Yeah, I ended up staying and watch. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, when evidence is presented right in front of you, you'd be foolish not to do that. But I don't think so. I watched the first 2 episodes played through a long time ago. I watched a streamer, and I got hooked on her streams, similar to you actually, Puff. I watched her play The Walking Dead. Telltale's The Walking Dead, Season 1. And then she went on to Season 2, and I actually loved the videos so much, the games, so much that I was like, I've got to play. Look, it's a randomizer, and I don't, these are not dungeons I enjoy anymore, so, I mean, I don't hate them, I just don't enjoy them, so honestly, the sidetracking is appreciated. But I saw her play through episodes 1 and 2, and then from there, which way am I heading here? From there, I decided I wanted to play it on my own. So I actually stopped watching their streams of it. The only other thing I saw all of episodes 1 and 2. The only other thing I saw was I saw Carver's place get overrun. Actually. So, I mean, that's it. And I didn't even realize what was happening. But, it's one of those games where you start wanting to make your own choices. I just accidentally came across the first game, and I was such a fan of the comics that I bought it to play. I understood it wasn't the same group, it just made me, that just made me more excited about the game. Exactly, because no matter how much of the comics you read, basically, I mean, it's like 99.9% new. So, gotta say, I actually like that Glenn in the first game looks a lot closer to the TV show Glenn than to the comic Glenn. Comic Glenn is a little ugly. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going through the door here, okay. Ugh. Well, it was based off... Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, I forgot I could do this. Well, this is the Fairy Fountain slash title screen music. Which I was surprised about because the games are based in the comic world. Well, and that would certainly make sense. Herschel looks a lot like the comic book Herschel. There are no other similarities I can draw because they're entirely new characters. But Herschel looks like the comic book Herschel. I don't know, do we learn of his son at all in the comics? I don't know. I don't know comics. Comics is your specialty for Walking Dead. Oh, I went to the inventory menu. I was okay with it though. Yeah, exactly. But as I've also mentioned, like they play up the start of the Maggie-Glenn relationship as like, oh, well, like, I don't have a lot of choices in the apocalypse. And it's like, TV show Glenn is a pretty good-looking guy. Don't get me wrong, like, Hollywood, of course, has better-looking people, but, like, if we're not going by the stupidly high, outrageous, extreme standard, like, it's not like you're sitting there like, oh, well, I guess you'll do. I mean, it's not like I have a lot of choices. Especially when that's your attitude. Oh no, so I need to check because I don't remember if they mentioned this. Yeah, but I'm saying, my only point, you don't have to check. My only point was to say, like, if there is any more tie-in to the comics, that's like the only thing. Which means, for all intents and purposes, they could have just chosen to go... Basically, it's two different, like, there are two different ways to look at it. It is the comic universe, but with a single TV show character because he looks better than the comic version, or it is the comic book universe with, or it is the TV show universe, but with a single character that looks different for whatever reason may be there. Possibly because, you know, it's Robert Kirkman, the guy that did the comic books. But they liked the TV show Glenn better, or it could be that it's the comic book, or it's the TV show universe and they decided to go with Herschel from the comics because they liked that Herschel better. It could go either way. I am absolutely okay with their choice. Same here. No, don't. Link. Link, you are literally the worst. Actually, I take that back. I forgot you had Navi with you. Anyone looks good compared to Navi, though. Let's just be honest here for a moment. I mean, you could sit there and it's like, oh, well, this character's not so annoying. It's like, hey, compared to Navi, and it's like, yeah, no one is that annoying compared to Navi. Navi is the worst. Oops. Ah. But yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It is based off the comic, which makes sense. It's kind of it was overseen by Robert Kirkman himself, who did the comic books. So like, no, that is not where I wanted to go. And I mean, I kind of figured. Especially with the art style that Telltale has. Or I guess, sadly at this point, the correct word is had. Like, it just works so much better if it's in the comic universe with a single character based on the TV show. It also kind of begs the question, though, because Glenn says he has to head off to his friends in Atlanta, so clearly it takes place before the start of the show. But I guess the question here is, like, why was he separated from them in the first place? Because clearly, if he's saying he has to get back to his friends, he left and then he came back. So I guess my question is, like, was he scouting? Was he looking for other people? What was he doing? Let's not forget that one time in the show where they totally faked out Glenn's death. Oh my god, that was the worst. Just the worst. Oh. And then you have to wait like half the season for them to be like, lol, JK, he's actually alive. Was that scene taken from the comic books? In the game, they say that Glenn grew up in Megan, so that is why he's there. He left to take care of / find his friends in Atlanta. Oh, okay. That actually makes a lot more sense. The scene I was asking about is, so in season 6? Let's go with that. Let's assume it's season 6. In season 6, there's this scene at the very beginning. It's probably within the first 4 or 5 episodes, I think, where we see Glenn on a scouting job with this just terrible person. Nicholas, I think his name was. Doesn't matter. But basically, he goes over there and they're surrounded by walkers in an alleyway, and I fall down, and then I get mad. No. They're surrounded by walkers in an alleyway, and they get up on top of dumpsters, and Glenn is like, oh, you gotta, like, come on, we gotta do what we have to do. It's like, you know, if you're not strong enough to survive in this world, you won't survive. And the other guy's like, you're absolutely right. Thank you. And he takes a gun and goes, bam! And he takes Glenn down with him. And they fall into the walkers. And Glenn is totally seen being eaten by the walkers. Like, the walkers clearly tear him apart. And then, like, halfway through the season, all of a sudden it's like, oh, JK, lol, he's actually alive. There was a body on top of him, and that's what the walkers ripped through. Yeah, exactly. God, the showrunners were the worst. They were great, don't get me wrong. I mean, the writers, showrunners just did an amazing job, but just for that one thing alone, they were just the worst. No! I suck at the fire temple, in case you hadn't noticed. But anyway, yes, that scene, is that from the comics? Or is it something that the showrunners just made up to be total jerks to the audience? I mean, I know why they really did it. I get it, but... I don't remember that being in the comics at all. Because I mean... Obviously, in the comics, you know, Glenn is the one that crack. But, Negan is simultaneously the worst and just so awesome. Like, just Jeffrey Dean Morgan's portrayal of him is just fantastic. I don't even know him from the, like, know what the character is like in the comics. I love the TV show portrayal of him. I know you said that they take several of his speeches and, like, do them word for word, basically. I navigated that perfectly without having to realign myself with Z-target. I feel proud of myself. Oh, what even is this? Like, is that the Megaton Hammer chest? Oh, we're calling it the Megaton Hammer chest. It was bad writing, and I think they were going to kill Glenn that way, but then the fans were so angry, so they went, oh no, the guy fell on top of him and Glenn got away. Yeah, I will have to show you some Negan pages. You should be surprised. You would be surprised how close, if not spot on, the speeches were. Yeah, that would be super awesome. Where even is this? Like, how did I get here? I think that's the Megaton Hammer chest. Why am I going back through here? I don't have to. But no, I mean, the showrunners, in a lot of ways, took a lot of care with a lot of the show. And while a lot of it may not be, like, extremely close to the comics, like, they take care in a lot of other ways. But also, like, Negan's jokes were just... He started off totally doing dad jokes. Lucille is thirsty for blood. She's a vampire back tonight. What, you didn't like my joke? Now, if it was word for word from the comics, that would get really dull really fast. Well, yeah, and I mean... As someone who's never read the comics, I personally disagree, but... No. I mean, I'd also like to just point out, there are ways to do books, comics, whatever, to the screen, practically word for word, and do it correctly. And there are so few examples. It's hard to find more than one extremely good example. But I mean, yeah, if you've read the comics, obviously it would get extremely dull extremely fast. What even is this? Did I get this? Did I not get this? I don't know. I was heading over that direction, but I feel like... Oops. It would certainly get dull for comic fans, though. Like, I know what you meant. But it is really cool that they took some of the Negan speeches practically directly word for word from the comic. But, they take a lot of care. Oh, that's how you get there. That's why I couldn't go in the door. They put a lot of thought and care into a lot of the... Just a lot in the show, really. I mean, there are lots of things I could point to and be like, oh, well, they did this really well, or they did this really well, but I think just to sum it up, they do a lot really well. And it's clear, I mean, no matter what you do, it should always be clear that you care. And you put care and thought into it. But, you know, I think they do a really good job of that. I think it's very clear that they do care. There are a few things that are a bit wonky, but overall I've been fairly happy with the work they teach. I like, I don't know how different or similar Michonne is in the comics, but I really like the portrayal of Michonne in the TV show. Oh, I'm in this room. Wow, I got far off track. They are different, but both are good. And I think that should ultimately be the aim of, like, any TV show, movie, whatever. Is that when there's a direct comparison in some other form, you should strive to have both be different, but both still be good. The one comparison... Oh, this is what happened. I fell down here. The one comparison of taking something and putting it on the screen and doing it really well that I always point to is Harry Potter. The Harry Potter books basically are the movies just expanded. Like, there's a lot more information, there are other subplots and things like that. And a lot of the characters are even different, but that's not to say they're bad. I actually really like a lot of the characters in both the TV shows, or not the TV shows, the books and the movies. Okay. Well, that would be Boulder May's upper chest. Did I get the boss key chest? I need to get the scarecrow chest. I think I didn't count a few of these. Actually, wait. So the compass... I have the compass? Yes, so the compass should tell us of chests. So there is a chest in here. There's a chest on the highest floor? What? Where's the highest floor? Other than that, there are only 2 chests in total. I know where one is, I just don't know where... I don't know where this is. It's the problem. It is interesting the characters they choose to kill off in certain ways. TV show versus comic books, getting back to The Walking Dead. Because, like, certain characters get killed off that make it to the end of the comic books. And then, of course, certain characters live that die a long time ago. Like, I think you mentioned once that Shane doesn't even make it out of Atlanta in the comic books. Right? No problem. First time you meet Negan in person, Glenn dies. I mean, that's the same in the TV show. The first time you meet Negan in the proper Negan in person, Glenn dies. This is more my speed right here. Oh no, this is the Megaton hammer chest right here. Yeah. Out of curiosity, you did a quote in... I don't even remember what it was at this point. It might have been, like, Clips or Media or something. But you said, hey Billy, hey Bob. Was that the bad lip reading of Walking Dead, Talking Dead? Shane was freaking crazy. And went to gun down Rick. Carl shoots Shane while he is human, not a zombie, and saves him. Was it human? Alright, there we go. Well, you'll see. I'm going to send you a few pages when they... Yeah, in the comic, Shane was human. I did all that work for a small key to the fire temple. Great. Well, that's the scarecrow chest. I haven't come across the boss key chest. I assume this was the highest level one. It's a neat scene they took it away from us. You're talking about Glenn's death? From the few panels I saw, it's almost identical to the comics. Yeah, so this was the 5th floor, so I need to get down to the 3rd floor. No Carlton here. Oh, yeah. It's also actually really interesting to, I can't say that. No, I could say that. It's interesting to hear Chandler Riggs, who's the kid that played Carl, to hear him talk about the scene where Carl loses his eye. Because the kid is just standing there going, it's different when they are alive. And Rick says something like, it always should be. Yeah, but meanwhile that same kid is over there, like, when it comes to Negan, and he's like hiding in the back of his shipment trucks and like taking a machine gun ready to gun down Negan. What floor am I on right now? I'm on 2. I am 1 floor too low. I don't think that happened in the comic with Carl. Oh, I wasn't saying it happens in the comic. No, I was saying in the TV show, like, it's different when, you know, there's that quote that it's different when they're alive. And meanwhile, like, in the TV show, it's like, Carl is like over there later on, and he's just like taking a machine gun and hiding in the back of one of Negan's shipment trucks. Okay, what floor am I on right now? Now I'm on floor 3. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Out of curiosity, how do you feel about the character of Enid from the TV show? No, you don't remember then. If you're in season 7, you've met Enid. You may not remember it, but you've met Enid. She appears back in season 5. No, that's Jadis? Yeah, that's Jadis. Jadis is Garbage Lady. Enid is Enid is the girl that, like, Carl has a thing with. She is, at least from my research, only in the TV show. Oh, it can appear behind you, too. Oops. Well, I'm gonna get tested here. Apparently not. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Now you remember. I have no idea where I'm going. There's like this one chest left. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go for. Well, I'm not in the right part of the room here either. Okay, wait. There's a... I get where I need to go. I think. Oof. Oh, well that was lucky. Okay. Am I right here? Yes, I'm in the hallway. Okay, good. Which means I'm heading in the general right direction. This is the room. This is the room that has the chest. Well, that's unfortunate. But anyway, so yeah, what are your thoughts on Enid? I don't think that was the right way to go at all. Now I'm in the middle chamber. I think I need to head out this way. I actually like her, but I can't remember if she was in the comic. No, Carl had a crush, but I can't remember if it was her or not. No, she is not in the comic. She is a TV show exclusive character. However, there is an equivalency in the comic. In the comic, actually, it is Sophia. I think that's her name. It's Carol's daughter. Carol's daughter takes up the love interest role for Carl. In the comics. I mean, obviously she doesn't in the TV show. But yeah, JSS. Yeah, it was Sophie. You know, in looking at this map, I'm now becoming aware of the fact that I think my cursor appears on screen. Yeah, it does. I'm now becoming aware of the fact that there's this little curved passageway right here that seemingly goes nowhere. And I don't have the map yet, which means only parts of the map I've actually gone to would show up. So, in other words, it's entirely possible that I shouldn't be in this part because that's like the middle. That's not even possible. But instead, over here, to get there. It's funny how handy Wiki can be when you're curious. I actually looked... Okay, so, a little bit of a story time here while I backtrack the heck out of this. Which isn't actually going to be that bad because I can just go here. Oops. So, I actually was really happy. Okay, so the fake death of Glenn pissed me off a lot more than it probably did other people. Even people that read the comics and loved Glenn and, like, loved the character on the TV show and everything. Like, his death in the TV show, his fake death and his Negan death pissed me off, like, way more than it probably did normal people. And that's because I was so happy. I was, like, when I went to watch through The Walking Dead, I had somehow, with all the sources that are out there that could have done this, I had somehow managed to avoid the spoiler of who Negan kills. So, like, I had no idea who it was. And they did that fake out death for Glenn. And, like, as characters died in the show, I would look up to see if they had a comic counterpart, and if so, how that comic counterpart died, whether it was the same way or differently. So they totally kill off Glenn, and then, like, I was like, oh, okay, well, like, I was sad. I was like, oh, Glenn's dead. Then I'm like, well, I'm curious how his comic counterpart dies. And I look it up, and it says Negan. And I was like, wait, but Negan isn't supposed to be there for, like, another season, like, the end of the season. And I, like, was super confused, and I'm like, huh, well, at least I didn't spoil the Negan death. And then I kept watching, and I get to the part where they do the reveal. It's like, oh, he's not dead. And that is when a quote happens to come back to me. Because my mom got extremely upset at one of her friends who said, at the time that the episode actually premiered, they said they read the comics and therefore they knew who Negan was going to kill. So, because of the showrunners and their decisions and my own slight stupidity in the moment, although I stand by the fact that it's a reasonable choice, due to that, I basically got I basically made it up until the season where you find out more or less, and then I spoiled it for myself. So, is this the curved hallway I'm in right now? Please don't tell me it is. Crap. That means this goes nowhere. It's just this. I don't know how you get that chest. Actually, I need to look up the boss key chest for this dungeon. I can't remember where it is. Going to flood you with some comic pages? That's alright. First one are when Carl kills Shane. Okay. Oh geez, I need to like turn off notifications. Oh, wait. Wait, that's why I wanted to warn you. Sorry about that. Warn me about Glenn, or simply not to look at comic things? Because I think either one is fair, but I'm just curious about the response here. Do you want to see Glenn die, or just cut out when you need? I mean, at this point, I've watched. I'm all caught up on the series. Like, it's up to you. It's more photos for you. So, either way. Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. I'm just. I was like over there trying to figure out where this one last chest is, and all of a sudden, like, I just see all these different files being sent. Because if you don't have text with them, it just sends the file, and so it's like, they just have these seemingly weird random names. So it's like RC001872, RC001873. Link, don't get hit by the giant rock. It's fine for me. It's just a bit graphic. I don't care about graphic. No. I need to take these stupid hover boots off. Look, I've seen Game of Thrones, which is just all different levels of graphic. From nudity to violence to just all... I need to take my hover boots off. But no, I've seen a single frame where like he's trying to say Maggie's name. God, Negan is just awful in the TV show. Great, but awful. Like seriously, hats off to Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He just does an amazing job. And the amazing thing, I mean, as is the case with a lot of TV, movie, whatever villains, like, the amazing thing is, he's actually a really nice guy. Apparently. Like, in interviews and when he's hanging out with everyone else, like, he's a super nice guy. But he snaps into character like that. Oh, that's right. This is the one room I forgot. And there's the dungeon map, which means I missed a locked door somewhere. And it doesn't really matter. I still don't know where the boss key chest is. I feel like I got everything except the boss key chest and the boss. Oh, they're heading to, like, end of the game type stuff here now. Oh, okay. I already got the boss key chest. So I'm going to assume everything is done because no other chests are showing up on my thing, on my... no other chests are showing up on my map. I'm going to assume everything except the boss is done. So. But that was super simple and stupid of me to forget. Oh, jeez. Fire keys. Going down. Alright, let's go face the boss, shall we? The only downside to having the option selected where, like, chest contents matches size, or chest size matches contents, is that it doesn't make the chest different. So if it would normally be the boss key chest, which has a different texture than the regular chests do, it's just instead a big or small chest. Which means it's harder to mark on the map because you'd actually need to know where it is. What do I need? Why am I even in here? I need the... Well, I'll need the bow. Well, need is a strong word. And I've got the big Oron sword equipped, so that's what I was in here for. Maybe I'll just play this pretty passive. I could take out my bow and try and shoot him when he's in the air. You can only get like a few hits on it. Oh wait, I need to use the Megaton hammer, that's right. Whoops, that's a mistake. Sending the Negan scene, so get ready for another batch of that. Alright. That's fine by me. Yep, there's notification number 1. Buzz, 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 buzz. I'm just gonna let my little buddy over there just keep buzzing away. There we go. Oh, these are much better named. Look at that. It's Negan followed by number. I love the name of it. Alright, what's the heart container for this dungeon? It is! See, it's funny because Deku shields, like, if they get hit with something fire-related, burn up anyway. I thought I would label it. Well, it is much appreciated. That's just funny to me. Okay, well that is Fire Temple done. So what is left to do for next stream? So, since I don't have the Iron Boots, I'm down to 3 dungeons I can do and 1 dungeon I can start. And 1 dungeon that needs the Iron Boots. There you go, 17 pages of Negan. His first meeting with the group. Okay, cool. So next time I will do what I can. I only got I basically got the equivalent of 2 dungeons done. We talked about TWD the whole time. Which works, I mean, because it's all busy work. Like, since I decided to 100% this seed as best I could, like, it's all busy work at this point. So, by all means, if you can make it into another stream, come on in. Let's talk TWD. Telltale, comics, TV show, doesn't matter. But next time, I guess, I don't want to... I am completely shafted with my choices here. Because either I have a choice of Shadow Temple, Spirit Temple, or Gerudo Training Grounds, which just sounds like the most fun time. So I guess it's just... The idea of Spirit Temple intrigues me. So I think I'll start with that next time. Hop on over to Shadow Temple, and then, if I have time, do Gerudo Training Grounds. And after that, it's basically minor stuff. Like, there are two more temples after that, Water Temple and Jabu Jabu's Belly. But those are not that bad. Jabu Jabu's I've done before. Water Temple I've also done, but I'm a little more iffy on. But, real quick, before I end off the stream here, if you don't know, the idea of Spirit Temple, at least in the original game, is that you go there as Kid Link, and this is after you've already turned into Adult Link and done over half the dungeons you'll do as Adult Link, by the way. But you turn into Kid Link after you're already being Adult Link for a while, go to the dungeon and complete half of it, and then you get an item that'll allow you to turn into Adult Link and enter the Adult Link half of the dungeon, and you complete it, and then you take on the boss. And there's actually like a story that takes into account the 7-year time gap between being a kid and being an adult. It's actually one of the more creative and well thought out dungeons of the entire game. Meanwhile, Zora's domain is frozen over, and it's like, what's the excuse for it? Oh no, it's frozen over. And that's all the explanation we're going to give. Yeah, it is pretty neat. There's the Spirit Medallion. Okay. Also, the tracker's pretty full. I have 1 arrow upgrade. I have a boomerang, the iron boots, and two warp songs in the gold scale. But basically, if I get the iron boots and boomerang, like, we're golden. We can... I'm 100%ing the seed anyway, but we could complete all the dungeons. I can say this for sure. One, I purposely decided to 100% the seed because I knew otherwise, like, this is a longer experience, and it's definitely not something where I want to hop right back into it in any way, shape, or form. And that was kind of the point of it. I felt I was getting repetitive, and I wanted to do something that would be fun, but also would be longer and would make me want to take a break. So this has achieved its goal already, and I've still got probably a good 3 or 4 streams left of it. So that's fun. But the good news is, once we start heading to the final boss, once we clear everything out, head to the final boss, that's going to be 20 minutes of time, 20 minutes of stream, basically. It's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end off here. Thank you so much for still lots to do. It's more just it's dungeons, and dungeons for me take time. And I don't know the Water Temple that well. I've never even, like, I recall very brief glimpses of the Shadow Temple, and the Spirit Temple is more or less entirely new to me, so it's just all chaos. But I mean, if we get the boomerang, Jabu Jabu's belly, I'll probably save that for last because it's probably the easiest for me of the ones that are left. Anyway, 4 more dungeons left out of 8. We're halfway through. We'll get there. Like I said, 3 or 4 streams. Still lots to do. Still lots of fun to have. Lots of Walking Dead to talk about. This was fun. This was great. I will see you in the next stream you show up to, Puff. So, until then, bye-bye.